I could be completely wrong about this stuff, but
No, this is exactly what he wants you to be doing. Brent.
see, that's the thing. It's like Gord
Yeah.
Downey. They said, well, you just interpret the lyrics the way that you want to. It's ambiguous on purpose.
You know what that is? This is drum roll. Drum roll, right? Like Christmas Vacation. They'd be like, okay, drum roll, everybody. And then he'd plug in the lights, and they didn't work the first time. Yeah. But my drum roll was
done.
because it is a happy belated birthday. Happy belated birthday. Happy belated birthday to Brent. That's right, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
Everybody throw in the comments. It's now,
very nice.
it's only a few days past since it was his birthday as of recording this, but it's been over a week now. But you can still say happy birthday to Brent.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Appreciate that.
Figured you wanted everybody to know.
I'm that guy. I want everyone to know when it's my birthday.
I know you are. I know you're that guy.
You know those people, like it's kind of funny because there are people like that who like a week before will like drop those little hints, right? Like, well, next week is my birthday. So
Yeah.
and they just kind of slide it in. When it's my birthday next week, I'll be over at...
Yeah. Oh, so you're telling me that it's your birthday. Right. Got it. Cool. Yeah. No, yeah, you never do. No, but just wanted to bring it up. Just wanted to let the community know.
Thank you.
Brent Jensen had a birthday recently.
Appreciate it.
You're welcome. What'd you do? Tell me.
Good times. Oh, it was a ripper this
Oh, yeah?
particular year, Alex. Yes.
Yeah. Colonoscopy.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Define colonoscopy.
Yeah.
No. It was it was good. It started Thursday and it ended on Monday night.
Wow. Nice.
And it was a cavalcade of thrills, spills, and chills, my friend.
Nice. Reminds me of my wife's birthday or Mother's Day. It's always more than just the day. That's awesome. That's great.
When is her birthday?
August.
But like a long weekend, you mean?
No.
Oh, but see, I'm lucky because my birthday's on the 19th, and so it typically will fall somewhere around the long weekend.
That's awesome.
So it can be bittersweet because the sweet part is that people are game because, you know, the weather just turned and it's like the first long weekend and it's gateway to summer kind of thing.
Yeah.
The bitter is that people will go to the cottage or, you know, screw off somewhere else. But this year it was all sweet with no bitter. Everybody was around. It was a good time, man. A lot of golf, a lot of bourbon, a lot of good times.
A lot of bourbon.
Yep. I got this little number right here. See that?
The silver label?
Basil Hayden 10-year.
Whoa.
Mm-hmm.
No way.
Yes. So good, dude.
I was going to say that must be good.
Not available in Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh.
And a refill on the Jefferson's Ocean.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
That's great, man. I had to go to America to get bourbon. So,
but tell me about that. You're in Pittsburgh. So
correct. Yeah. I was in Pittsburgh for a conference, and actually I went to the spot. I messaged you about it was called Bridges and Bourbon.
Yes.
Okay. And there was, and like, you know, it's got bourbon in the name, so you can imagine they had more than two kinds of bourbon. Mm-hmm. There is all kinds of bourbons and cocktails and whiskeys and all sorts of stuff. Like I didn't know what to do. There were so many, and they were all like ranging obviously in prices and types and things like that. But I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna look at one of these, and I'm gonna have a nice, expensive, what I thought was expensive looking bourbon. Mm-hmm. And I did, and it was the Jefferson's
Yes.
Pritchard Hill Cabernet Cask Finish.
That's beautiful, man. You can't get it in Canada. You can't get that in Canada either.
I didn't think so, and because I noticed that like you brought Jefferson's back, so I figured that that must be one that is not very available in this country when we are not in a trade war. So that's why I went with that one. But yeah, lots. It was $33 American for a 1.5 ounce pour.
Ouch.
Yeah, but that's all I had. I was like, I'm just gonna go for a nice bourbon and hang out, and that's what I had. It tasted great. I loved it. It was fantastic. So
yeah, once in a while, it's nice to do.
Absolutely, like you said, when in Rome or Pittsburgh.
Oh yes, do as Romans do. Absolutely, man.
Yeah. So. Nice. Well, hey, I'm glad you did something. Did you go out? Do anything else though? Like, did you just have people over? Did you go party anywhere? You said you golfed.
Thursday night, the guys were here. Friday, what did I do Friday? I was out somewhere, and then Saturday went out with Davies for dinner.
Nice.
Sunday, I was in Barrie, golfing all day, and then a barbecue and a little bourbon party. And then I got back Monday and just kind of had the birthday with the kids and a nice little
family
dinner and stuff like that. So yeah.
Great. Now, you said Davies. Was that Ray or Dave or something else?
I was that's probably the best segue that you've done in like 119 shows, honestly.
Thank you, sir.
That was pretty close to brilliant.
Yeah. If something else made sense, it would have to have been someone else, but something else works, I guess.
Wow. I tip my hat. Well done.
Thanks.
I'm impressed.
And honestly, I just realized now that that's Amy's last name, and it just so
Amy's last name.
Yeah,
it shares it with Ray and Dave. Yeah. Did you hear that?
I did. Excuse you.
Oh, what's that?
I don't know, man. Something needs WD-40 over there.
That was weird. It might have been that. Oh, you know what it is? When it's really windy, the garage door will open because the wind kind of comes through the garage door is closed, but there's an entry to the house
through the garage.
And sometimes it'll actually blow the door open, and it's really windy here right now.
You were only supposed to blow the bloody doors off.
You're only supposed to blow the bloody doors off.
Hey, that's probably what it was.
All right. Do you need to go close that? Are you worried about any intruders or anything like that?
Raccoons,
anything. Nothing?
No, we're good.
Nothing, whatever? Nothing? Tra-la-la. My mother will get that one. It's a little too bright.
So.
Yes. Something else.
I'm excited to talk to you about this record.
I'm excited to hear about this record from you.
This is, again, a unique record. And I don't know if you know anything about the Kinks discography, but they started as, like a mod band with the Stones and the Beatles and the Who. But this record marked quite a departure from, All Day and All the Night and You Really Got Me and that stuff. And there's speculation that Ray Davies, his brother, wrote a couple songs on this too, but Ray Davies was the main songwriter, leader of the band. He was just coming out from under a nervous breakdown at the time. And he jokes about this, but the whole thing is like, how much is he joking and how much is he not joking? Because this record is very much kind of music hall, Baroque, chamber, kind of ragtime. the music of like the early 1900s, really. So when you listen to, remember the old Paul songs that John used to tease him and say, well, not tease him, but like actually get angry and say it's granny music.
Yeah, Maxwell
This was the
Silverhammer.
music of their grandparents' music hall, which was again a mixture of all of those kind of old timey tunes. And so the album really reflects this, right? And it's kind of a very nostalgic take. And I think that Ray Davies was kind of just feeling super nostalgic, and there's a sense of kind of loss here. Like it's a really heavy record in the sense that it's very emotional, and I don't know. I think it's a fantastic record. I wanted to introduce you to it because it's not. If you know the Kinks, you kind of know the hits, right? You really got Me and Lola, even Come Dancing, but this is completely different. I think the songs are very, very good. I've always loved it, and that's my little platform.
That's a platform. Welcome. Thank you for joining my TED Talk. Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, it's awesome.
Want to go through?
Let's go through. I kind of liked what we did last time with Disraeli Gears, where I wasn't too outspoken yet about my thoughts on the album. So,
all right. See, I don't know if you can do that because, I mean, you can do what you want, obviously, but I don't know if you're able to do it because as you go through the songs, if you like them, you will betray.
No, well, for sure. But I feel like now I figured this out 118 episodes in that I should be like maybe just a little more under the radar off the top of my thoughts and feelings going into this. I will maybe start by saying you know what? No, I'm not going to start by saying anything. Okay. We're just going to get into this. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's be like David Watts and just do it.
This song, when I first heard this record, this really reminded me of Let's Spend the Night Together by the Rolling Stones.
Don't you worry about what's on your mind, oh man.
And this is around the same time this came out in 1967.
Yeah.
So again, they were lumped in with the Stones, the Who, and that whole movement. And I think that, I think that maybe there's a little bit of kind of, they were looking over their shoulder a little bit.
Yeah.
The most interesting thing about the song for me, if you listen to it a lot, is it's about a certain person, that person being David Watts. I don't think that's his real name.
Right.
But Ray Davies takes kind of a homoerotic stance if you listen to the lyrics. He says he's so gay and fancy free, but then he's saying he doesn't want to sleep with the girls because he's noble and true, but he's also gay. So it's like it's very ambiguous, right? And Ray Davies is a master of doing that. He's like, I don't want to land on this side. I don't want to land. I'm going to leave it open to interpretation.
Right.
And later on, that's what Lola was.
Oh, okay.
Remember Lola?
La 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 Lola. That's all I know of the song. I don't know about anything else.
Kind of, is she a woman or is she a man?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Had you listened to? Are you familiar with Lola at all?
I just know this. I don't know anything about the song or the meaning of it, but I do know the.
Oh, okay.
Like the singing along to it part. That's all I know. I'm the master of singing along to songs without knowing what they're about. Okay.
Just phonetically and not even putting the kind of meaning of it together.
Totally. I could be singing along to something absolutely. If it's got a good groove, it's not a good trait of mine, but that's me.
That's all. A lot of people do that.
Good. Not alone.
Good.
Thank God. Yeah. So,
anyway,
okay. Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. Like there's a lot of kind of controversy around Lola because nobody really knew it was Lola, a transvestite, really. was the question, and was Ray involved with Lola? But I think Ray kind of liked that, right? There's a lot of, this was late 60s stuff where people could push the envelope a little bit.
Well, it's interesting you mentioned it being sort of like ambiguity surrounding his music. I feel like there's definitely some of that on here, but there's also a lot of very obvious and apparent stuff, and it's all very, I'm not going to say good yet, because that would be giving away my stance. It's all very intriguing. Yeah, it's all like it is. It's fun to listen to, but there are some that are like very just kind of obvious too, or that, but also really good songwriting. So I think he's just really good at songwriting, is what I'm assuming.
I don't know if this new thing is going to work out.
I don't think so either. Yeah, but we'll see. We'll try and carry it through, and I'll backpedal if I need to, or I'll dive in if I feel lazy. Okay. So David Watts. Yeah, I mean, this was cool. This was a nice way to kick it off too. Yeah, just this felt like 67 type music. Older, like you mentioned, that sort of older granny music. Maybe not. Oh, that's older than 1967, but right. I don't know. Really set the stage for me for the Kinks. But again, also like really interesting that You Really Got Me is something that came way before this album. Like that just seems like such a hard rocking song in comparison,
totally,
to what is now, and now meaning the timing of this album.
See, that's my fascination with this record, and that's why I wanted to talk about it tonight, because it's completely, and it's not that far removed. This is 67, and that came out in 64, 65, I think.
Right.
But to my point, people speculate that he was suffering from some sort of a mental challenge, like a nervous breakdown of some sort. Yeah. And he just kind of got super nostalgic and really kind of inside his head, and all these great songs came out of it.
Well, I think that Death of a Clown is probably a really good representation of maybe how he had been feeling that led to this album, potentially.
Yeah, I think this might be his brother's song, actually, Dave Davies.
Oh, okay. Well, how they were feeling.
Ray really kind of controlled the whole. I think Dave has 3 songs on this record, but like,
okay,
Ray, I think he actually sang on this, but it doesn't matter. This is about, the whole thing is mockery. There's a lot of mockery on this record too, right? There's a lot of kind of sardonic, perspective and that sort of thing. And this is like they're kind of seeing themselves as these performing seals.
It's got a good feel. It's got an interesting feel. It's got this ragtimey feel, but also I was also feeling like, what they play a lot on the Beatles radio is Act Naturally. Do you know that song? They play that a lot on the Beatles Sirius XM radio. There's a plug. There's our attempt at sponsorship, and then kind of reminded me a little bit the acoustic feel, and this kind of reminded me a little bit of Act Naturally. I mean, that's a little more like country-ish, but this gave me a little bit of those vibes too.
No, I totally get that. Yeah. And if you think about that, a lot of those bands, they all did it at one time. Yeah. Well, the Beatles, especially with Paul, like Sgt. Pepper's, but the Who did it. The Stones definitely did it. Yeah. So
cool. Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is a good tune. Real interesting. What do you do with the piano at the beginning of this? This is the piano. So you like strum the piano or something, or with like pick the piano chord or something. I don't know.
It's a harpsichord. Is that on Death of a Clown?
Yeah, the beginning of it. I feel like he picked the opening chords or something like of a piano or something like that. Oh no, the strings.
He went to his mom's house, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
He was home. Yeah. That's what it was. And it was just some crappy old piano in the corner, and he went and started banging on it because he was angry.
Yeah. And the song came out of it. Yeah. So, yeah. These guys do harmonies as well as the Beatles, I'd say. Huh? These guys are pretty pretty good.
Yeah. Oh, that la 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 part is Ray Davies. Yeah, that falsetto.
Good tune. Really good tune.
I like it too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's 2.
Yeah. All right. Fair. Two Sisters, very Beatlesy too. I feel very Beatlesy for Two Sisters.
Definitely.
Yeah.
This is cool because the lyrics are about 2 sisters, Priscilla and Sibylla or whatever her name is.
Sybil or Sibylla or
Something like that.
Yeah.
But really it's about the 2 Davies brothers.
Oh.
Yes. And it was intentional. Ray wrote it and said there was a lot of resentment between us because I was the partier and he was the introvert, and we resented each other constantly because each of us had something the other one wanted.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, because I thought it was pretty cool. The back and forth between the two, and in the end,
yeah, it's pretty neat.
In the end, the one sister's just like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm happy to be who I am, with kids running around with curlers in her hair. So yeah, but good. Just interesting listening songs. Like, they're just interesting to listen to.
They're interesting instrumentally, but interesting because there's characters now, right? If you listen to the lyrics, and the production's not great, and Ray Davies produced a lot of this after, I can't remember who the producer was, walked out.
Talmy?
What was his name?
Talmy? Something Talmy?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
It was just, I can't remember it. The strange name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See?
But yeah. Ray said I probably shouldn't have tried to produce it because I wasn't great with the mixing, and I wasn't great with capturing the the sound of the instruments and everything. But
it's
great
very
instrumentation, great storytelling on the record.
Yeah, absolutely, totally. I really like that from Two Sisters. No Return was good, interesting.
This is one of my the songs that I like a little bit more on the record. It's got like that kind of breezy, kind of bossa nova feel, It sounds like Frank Lloyd Wright by Simon and Garfunkel. It's just like really kind of
okay.
I like that stuff.
Yeah. Again, and also again, like, I don't know, people are probably going to kill me for saying this, but it just feels very Beatlesy. It just feels like the Beatles.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not a bad thing. I'm not saying this is the Beatles. I just think it's another great song in that style, and that from bands of this time doing really good music.
I think they were all very aware of what each other were doing.
Yeah.
So,
well, I mean, we'll obviously get to the last song, Waterloo Sunset, but they had renamed that one Waterloo Sunset from Liverpool Sunset. Originally is what it was going to be called, because the Beatles had put out Penny Lane, which was a song about, that was the reason why. So because the song Penny, was that?
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, maybe we'll save it to the end, but that's fine. We'll address it here since we're here. But yeah, so it was originally going to be called Liverpool Sunset, but they changed it to Waterloo Sunset because when Penny Lane came out, I guess Penny Lane's about Liverpool. Is that something like that? And so it's a place in Liverpool.
Yeah. I think it's a neighborhood.
Yeah. And so because they sang about the neighborhood, they didn't want to sing about Liverpool, the Liverpool neighborhood, so they changed it to Waterloo. So no returning from that. I better go out for a hairy rag.
Hairy rag. So this is one of those old like ragtimey kind of sing along tunes, right?
Yeah.
Talking about.
Yeah.
At the end of Disraeli Gears.
Oof.
This one's a lot better though.
This one is a lot better. Yeah. Yeah. I really enjoyed this one. This was funny. And if you don't know, it's about, well, what Harry Rag is just another term for a fag, meaning a cigarette. And so it's a rhyming word with that. So they use that, and then basically all the stories throughout is about how life could be so hopeless and perilous, but there's always time for a cigarette, or you can always find comfort in a cigarette.
Just great stories. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Cockney.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah,
It's like phone is dog and bone, like just that kind of Cockney slang. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Because what is the line here? I'm just looking it up. Oh yeah. Tom's old mum is a dying lass. Soon they reckon she'll be pushing up the grass, and her bones might ache and her skin might sag, but she's still got enough strength to have a hairy rag. Like, everything could be going terrible, but there's still time for a hairy rag.
That's right.
God, yeah. He curses himself for the life he's led, that he rolls himself a hairy rag and puts himself to bed. It's fun. It's funny. It's enjoyable. Anyways, loved it. Ray Davies tune, apparently.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah, fun. Like it.
Tin Soldier Man. This is a great tune, actually. I like this a lot.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. And this, again, very sardonic and very kind of sarcastic. This is about like conformity, I guess.
Got it.
Yeah. You know,
I get
dresses so perfectly, shiny shoes. It's very mocking.
Yeah. It's good you listen to it for the substance. I was put off by the music. It's okay. I wasn't too taken by Tin Soldier Man.
How about the next tune?
Yes. Great song.
The piano intro sounds exactly like
Right.
She's a Rainbow by the Stones from their Majesty, or their Satanic Majesty's Request in 67. Because it was the Stones and it was the same year, but also because it was Nicky Hopkins playing both those pianos.
Piano player. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. Great. Yeah. It's a great way to start the song. And then it just breaks into a great rock and roll tune. Killer tune. Yeah. This is good. Man, every time I think of that Rolling Stones album, I always want to say like Her Majesty's Secret Service, but like that's 007. So it's not
I think
correct.
that came from like a passport thing that said Her Britannic Majesty's Request, and it was about the Queen. And then they were just fooling around with it.
That makes sense. Sounds like a Stones thing to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is I love this. Love the chorus. I love the way that, like, and honestly, in all their songs, the way that their melodies flow. But this one just really stood out to me, and actually reminded me of Franz Ferdinand. Well, now I see Franz Ferdinand reminds me of them. So yeah.
Yeah. You know, I was thinking that too when I was listening to this, because David Bowie has that same effect on those indie bands from, you know, the 2000s through to like, I want to say like 2015 or so. A lot of those bands, Arcade Fire being one of those, look back to like early period, mid period David Bowie stuff, right? And maybe that happened here too, because there is a lot of semblance. I agree.
Susie and Johnny were happy, earned enough to pay the rent, but Johnny's mother-in-law had too much ambition, and this made Johnny very upset. And then by the end of the song, Johnny's out of the picture and Mother's satisfied.
That's right. Yeah.
Story.
See, again, like it just like these, you see, you listen to these lyrics.
Yeah, I did these ones for sure.
But that's what this whole record is. It's just like, you know, little snippets of stories about, you know, characters.
Yeah, characters. No, it's very good. It's very good. Love Me Till the Sun Shines.
This is, I would say this is probably the heaviest record or song on the record.
Yeah.
And this is kind of a bit of a look back on early Kinks stuff.
It's not bad. This song, it's okay.
It's all right. I don't love it.
Yeah, I think isn't this like one of the more popular songs off this album too? Isn't this what people gravitated towards?
Yes, you're right.
I don't get it.
The next song, though,
Oh, Lazy Old Sun. Tell me more.
a lot of people don't like this song, but I love this song.
Do you?
I don't know why, but it's just, you know, that there's like a kind of a call and response thing, right?
Yeah.
This is do 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 do, which is like
Yeah.
this weird psychedelic kind of framing, but then it's like this very conflicted, bizarre thing happening. And usually I don't like that, but this is super compelling for me. Like I really like this song.
Yeah, it's really weird, and I'm like on the fence about how I feel about this song. But this is like radio or like number 9. What is it? Is it number 9? What is it? Revolution
Yeah,
number 9.
Revelation number 9. Yeah, Revolution number 9.
Mixed with like a David Bowie song. So it's kind of is like the best of like it's like David Bowie did Revolution number 9.
Ah, yeah, yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, but it's really intriguing composition. So like that's why I'm kind of like I was feeling this like what is this song? What is this? Just feels like noise and like but at the same time I was also like, well, okay,
It's cool.
You know? Yeah. The Doors. That was another thing I had written here. Kind of Doorsy as well.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Afternoon Tea with Donna.
Yes. So again, nostalgia. This is like the most prime example of the nostalgic bent on this record.
Yeah.
But almost like kind of asking, you know, can we go back there? Can we have afternoon tea?
Yeah.
And I don't know if I'm just kind of making this up in my head, but this is kind of, when I listen to this record, it's almost like Ray Davies saying, like, can we go back there?
Yeah. This is all right too.
Mm.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Fine.
It's fine.
Same with Funny Face.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay.
Same.
Yeah.
Don't love it. Don't hate it.
Same with End of the Season. Like these kind of last few songs are a little bit of like for me a bit of a little
Yeah.
pass over them.
Yeah. This is what you see again. The mockery and that crooning. He's crooning in this.
Yeah.
But like, how much of a joke is it? Is it? It's almost like he's kind of putting it on as a joke, but is it really a joke? Like, does he really kind of long for this music, or it's almost like that there's this kind of conflict that he's having?
Yeah.
I don't think it's much of a joke.
Oh. Maybe I should have listened a little more closely then.
Well, I listen to this all the time. That's the thing, right?
Well, I mean, yeah. I also just think like by this point with some of these songs, I was just kind of like, like I remember like the first time I listened to this, like when I got all the way through, I remember having moments listening to it, kind of just being like in and out near the end here. There were some of these songs where I was kind of like, meh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is a disciplined listen. You know, we've talked about this before, where like you really have to kind of sit down and put everything else aside and focus on the record. This is definitely one of those. If this is on in the background, some of the melodies might catch you.
Yeah.
But most of them won't.
No, agreed. I did give it a listen, but even when I got to them when I was listening, I was just like,
Yeah.
Waterloo Sunset, though.
So this is really interesting, right? Because Waterloo Sunset got me onto this record.
Oh, wow.
And I always thought, with the tune stack, why the hell would you bury this song at the very end of the record? Because arguably, maybe the best song on the record. But I think there's a reason why. After I listened to it and I kind of came up with this theory about the nostalgic thing and all that, if you listen to the lyrics, he's wistful and just kind of like, even the song is like do 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 do, right? It's very like, and it's almost like he's just kind of putting his feet up and relaxing and saying, "Okay, I'm good now."
All right. Yeah.
And it's the Waterloo sunset, right?
Yeah.
It's the end.
Yeah.
I could be completely wrong about this stuff, but
No. This is exactly what he wants you to be doing.
see, that's the thing. It's like Gord Downey. They said, well, you just interpret the lyrics the way that you want to. It's ambiguous on purpose.
Totally. It makes for a shit interview, but when you want to discuss with an artist about their music and they say, well, it's whatever it means to you, but it makes for great conversation like this, to be like,
Exactly.
yeah, this is what I think it's about. This is what it could mean. It's about Terrence
I think
Stamp.
there's something to it.
Yeah.
I mean, when you listen to it, it's very kind of just, reflective and easy and, relaxed. And it's almost like he's, and I think that's why they put it at the end.
Yeah.
I do believe that. Yeah.
I'd agree. I agree with that. It's a great song. I love this song.
Me too.
This is top notch. This is a great way to end it. Strong finish.
Very.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So the big reveal.
At the end of the day, a raccoon got in.
Somebody's breaking into my house.
Yeah. Oh, you okay?
Yeah.
You gonna bring up the baseball bat?
Maybe maybe just wait for like a second or two.
No. Let's try and talk over. Overall, enjoyed this. It's like just like happy tunes, happy sounding tunes, really sad tunes, but overall just like a good feeling, good vibe. Some really great songs on here. So
yes,
I'm into it. I do want to go back and listen to some of the other stuff. I think it'd be good to check out where they came from. So
now that's a very interesting foray, because if you start, they've got a massive catalog. Like they kind of went almost an album a year from 64 through to like 84.
Jeez.
And it's a long and winding road, man. So they started out with like, All Day and All the Night and that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. Then they did this, and then they did this other thing called the Village Green
Preservation Society.
Yeah. And it's a very bizarre kind of trip they took. And then it was like Paranoia Will Destroy Ya. And anyway, if you have time, go through the records, but I did. This is my favorite one.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah, I'll do it. I'll go check them out as much as I can if I get into them. I mean, Springsteen, hell of a catalog too, and I've just been ripping through a lot of his stuff. So, yeah, I'll do it if I'm into it, but I'll go check them out. So at the end of the day, though, this one gets a 4 out of 5 for me. Yep, give it a 4.
Sweet.
No
great.
Decimal point in this one.
So I picked another record for you.
Oh, good. Okay, good. We're not ending here. We've got another one. Good.
No, we just have a little bit left, a little longer, a little bit longer to go. So on my way to Barrie, it was I don't know. It was a lengthy drive, and I'm like, what am I going to listen to? And I thought, like, what haven't I listened to in a while? And I thought, oh, this is perfect. I get through about 2 or 3 records on my way, to this place from my house. And the band is Aerosmith. And we always talked about going back to Draw the Line.
Okay.
So let's do that record.
Okay.
It's like the one that where did we stop? We might have stopped at Rocks.
Yeah, we stopped at Rocks.
But like, this came out next. And this is a damn good record. All right. Let's do it. Aerosmith is so good, man.
Okay.
I listened to Get Your Wings, Toys in the Attic, and Rocks on the way. Nice. And then all 3 of them on the way home.
Nice. All right.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, man. Let's do it. Draw the line.
All right.
Speaking of drawing the line, hockey playoffs I know for Toronto are over, but how was listening to your buddy Rick Emmett lay it on the line on every commercial break? Huh?
Dude's making some money.
Guy's making some coin.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was cool.
He didn't buy me a beer for my birthday.
Did
I
you?
had to talk to him about that.
Did you hang out with him on your birthday?
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say.
He went on a European cruise. He was gone
good.
he was gone for a while. He did a lot of work, like leading up to that show that we did with him. He was doing all kinds of promotion and their Hold On song was like the Coalition Music Education of Canada song, and kids across Canada were singing it together, and like it was in his book. So yeah, he's a busy dude, but good for him. I'm happy to see that. I don't even know if he kind of knew that was happening, because we were talking and he's like, yeah, they're playing it like every game, and I'm like, ching ching, Rick Emmett.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah. That European cruise has turned into a European.
It was free.
Free. Yeah. Yeah. Free trip. No kidding. That's awesome.
Yeah. And he's a good man. He deserves it.
He is. He is a good man. Remembered my name. I'll always remember that.
There you go.
All right, man. Well, it's best we just end this night, end this recording. There's
Got some editing to do.
It's gonna be a hell of an edit. All right. Well,
sorry, man.
Why are you
Put
sorry?
on Draw the Line while you're doing it.
Yeah, that won't help. But
better.
Maybe make him feel better, but it won't help because I gotta listen. So yeah. All right. Well, off I go. Off you go.
All right, now.